Okay, guys, so I got tagged again by Dangerous36M, you know him, that guy. And yeah, I CBA to do another full tag video, so I have just decided to do a random thing here now, just talking to you, and yep, just say some 5 facts, then tag some people, and stuff like that. So, fact number 1 is that I am really annoyed because I missed the Pikmin hat event in Animal Crossing, and I didn't miss it, but for some reason I wasn't able to get the hat. So that really annoyed me, and I didn't get the special item, and I wanted that item because it was epic, but I didn't get it, so that kind of sucks. Fact number 2 is that happy chappy you see there is Darth Vader from the Star Wars sagas and stuff, and like the Killer Nature and like Magnitude as well, I am a pretty avid Star Wars fan, so that's pretty cool. I have all the videos on DVD and stuff, and films, I mean, apart from episode 1, which is on video. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, fact number 3 is that I have 2 GameCube controllers sitting in front of me. One is a traditional GameCube controller, which is pretty good, black one. And the other is a Wavebird, which I got for Christmas one year, which is really, really useful and very good for Brawl. So if you have Brawl and you don't use a GameCube controller, then you're really missing out. So I suggest if you play Brawl, get a GameCube controller. And also, fact number 4, I used to be a Sony fan. I used to have a PlayStation before I owned any Nintendo merchandise. And the game which sort of converted me to get a GameCube was Melee, so that was my conversion there. So that was pretty good. It was actually JackWhiteV who first had it, and I was convinced from the very first play. So my final fact is that I'm sitting here playing guitar at the moment, because I always play guitar when I feel like it, and it's cool. So now I've got about 10 seconds to tag people, so I'm going to tag JackWhiteV, Banditstarkiller, PokemonfanToby, RukarioAuraMaster, and PCMario 64. And that's about it. So do those videos, and that is me out for now. Watch the battle. Okay, got a Uber's match here against my good friend Twash, man, who I have not played in a long, long time. Mainly because he's sort of moved to Smogon and become one of those elitist, shoddy players, and he hasn't played Wi-Fi in a pretty long time either. So we decided to do an Uber's match because he was in the mood, and yep. So this was epic as hell because all our matches are always epic, and yeah, that's me and Twash for you, so that's pretty good. So I lead off with Shedinja, go for the WoW, it misses on his Deoxys because he had a Kyogre in and he switched it out, and then he goes for SR and my WoW misses twice in a row, so wow, yeah, that sucks. He gets his Stealth Rock up, so now Shedinja's pretty much only useful to me as death fodder, and I'm going to switch, even though I could just Shadow Sneak or X-Scissor him, it wouldn't do that much. But I don't want him setting up tons and tons of spikes and really just annoying me with those stupid spiky pieces of crap. So I go for a Water Spout, and that does a really, really huge chunk to the defense Deoxys. And he gets the knockoff on my Choice Scarf, and that actually kind of helped me later on. So that was pretty cool that he knocked my Choice Scarf off. So he switches out, not wanting to die to another Water Spout, but I predicted switch and go for a Thunder, hoping he'll go back to his Kyogre, but he actually goes to Latias, and that resists the Thunder anyway, so that's fine. I go into Shedinja's Death Fodder just to see what this Latias is going to do, and it turns out the Dragon Pulses, so maybe he's not going to be a Calm Mind thingy, I'm not quite sure. I go out to TARDIS, and he takes Stealth Rock and Spikes damage, and I am going to go for a Thunder Wave, I think, and I do get the Thunder Wave off, and it's on his Lugia. And now Lugia is a pretty beastly physical wall, I know that much, and if it has Light Screen as well, then it pretty much can take all attacks from any end of the spectrum. So his Lugia is pretty much invincible at the moment, and there's not much I can do. I decided to stay in Dragon Pulse because I'm pretty much sure he's going to try and Whirlwind me out, because he can't do much to me. I'm not doing much to him either with Dragon Pulse, sort of just hoping for a crit. But I know he's going to Whirlwind, so there's not much point in doing much else. And he Whirlwinds me out to my Dratini, so I am going to probably stay in here and try and Dragon Claw just to see how much it does, to see how much physical defense he has. And it really doesn't do a lot, and he roosts all the health back up. So I'm just going to stay in Dragon Claw again because he's probably going to Whirlwind me away, which is what I thought. and I don't really want to switch and get needless spikes and stealth rock damage. But he actually switches to Deoxys, and because he gets stealth rock taken on him, I managed to finish it off with a Dragon Claw, so that was pretty nice, and now he can't set up any spikes anymore, so that's good for me. He goes to his own Dialga, and he was kind of MSNing, saying that this thing was scarfed, and I thought it might have been scarfed, but I sort of thought he was spexed as well. So he goes for the Draco Meteor, gets a crit on the Giratina, pretty much useless because it's special and it's a massive special attack Dialga piece of crap, which is just like uberly overpowered with Draco Meteor, so it does, you know, a ton anyway. I go out to my TARDIS because I want to Thunder Wave the thing, and I was thinking at this point it was still Choice Scarfed, so I wanted it to be immobilized. Actually, no, I didn't. That's weird. I went for a Dragon Pulse, so apparently I just wanted to kill it more easily instead of Thunder Waving it, so yeah, that's pretty good for me. And here I go for the Thunder Wave on the Latias, mainly because I'm going to get some extra leftovers recovery by Thunder Waving and then Dragon Pulsing instead of just Dragon Pulsing, so that was my thought process there. And I get a crit, which is completely useless, so that's kind of, you know, meh. So he goes out to his Dialga now. I'm pretty much sure it's going to go for another Draco Meteor because it's just... No, actually, he was going to go for an Aura Sphere, and I leave Dialga in his death fodder. So, yeah, that thing's pretty powerful. I go out to Palkia hoping that I am faster than the thing, and hoping he's going to be locked in to whatever, to Aura Sphere. So I'm just going to go for a Spatial Rend, and he brings out his Lugia, and my Windows Movie Maker's lagging now, so I think I Spatial Rend and it hits it. And he thinks that I'm a Choice Scarf Palkia, so he actually stays in, and I hit the Lugia with Thunder. So his Lugia gets taken out after taking Stealth Rock damage, etc., and Spatial Rend and a Thunder. So that was really, really big, managing to get rid of that thing, because it was a big nuisance to me, with Light Screen especially. So now he goes out to Dialga, and I figure out here that he's not Choice Scarfed and that he was just bluffing it. And he Draco Meteors me. Spatial Rend doesn't quite finish him off, and the Draco Meteor is obviously going to take down Palkia. So I'm not sure what I'm going to bring in, because I know pretty much anything can outspeed this thing if it's a sweeper. And I bring in my Kyogre because I'm pretty much sure that it can outspeed even without the Choice Scarf. And I'm going to just go for a Thunder because he might switch to his Kyogre, maybe wanting to keep Dialga, but I don't know. And I got rid of the Dialga, so that's pretty good for me. So he sends out a Manaphy, and I'm pretty much hoping that I have this in the bag now, because I've got Kyogre left and I've got a Garchomp left. And I'm thinking his Kyogre is still scarfed, so I'm hoping that he's going to lock himself into Thunder against me, and I'll bring in Garchomp for the win. So I go for a Thunder on the Manaphy, and it doesn't quite take him out. But he does have Toxic, so he racks that damage up on me, and that's going to rack up eventually. But I do finish off the Manaphy. So he just has Kyogre left, and I'm hoping that perhaps I'll be able to do some damage to it and then be able to take it out with Garchomp. But it turns out that I'm actually faster than him without the Choice Scarf. And that tells me that he's a leftovers Kyogre, mainly like special walling or something like that, or some sort of walling Kyogre thing. He goes for a Hydro Pump, doesn't quite take me out, but the poison is going to take me out. And I'm just going to bring in Garchomp and finish the thing off with Scarfed Outrage. So that was a really, really good game, Twash. Not had a pretty epic one with you in a while, and it was a great load of fun. So that was a really, really good game. Epic as hell. Comment, rate, subscribe, and people who were in my tag thing, do the video, whatever. And this is me out. Later.